Many people get to a point in their lives where they ask themselves a question, should I keep renting or should I think about possibly buying a property? My thoughts? It depends. It depends on your life situation and what you value. Let's analyze this a little further.
So starting with rent. One of the pros for rent is that it comes with less responsibility. Why? Because if anything were to go wrong with your apartment or the house that you're renting, you don't have to fix it yourself. Everything goes back to the owner. Those are all costs that the owner of the property needs to take care of. The other thing is that you're not tied up long term. Yes, you are tied up for the contract of the rental agreement, but it's nothing like being an owner where you're tied up for years and years. What are the negatives of rent? All the money you pay is lost money. And so you're not building any sort of assets for yourself, just helping someone pay off their asset. And the other negative is that rent generally goes up over time. This actually happened to me. I was renting an apartment for $1,000 with my wife, and we were there for about 6 years. Now, when we decided to move into a bigger place, the whole rental market had gone up twice as much. And so that puts the renter at the mercy of what the rental market is going at and gives you no sort of power whatsoever. Now, as a buyer, one of the biggest pros is that you're acquiring an investment. You're acquiring an asset, little by little. So every payment that you send into your mortgage provider, part of that payment is going to pay off the loan that you took out to buy this home. That money is going back into your pocket because little by little, you're building equity on your home. One of the most important things, and this is something I always talk about, is that you hedge your future housing payment. A lot of people just think about home buying as you buy a home, it goes up in value, and then you sell it, and then you made money. Remember what I said about rent. You're always at the mercy of the rental market. Buying gives you an option to fix your housing payment. Of course, this is only if you get a fixed rate loan. You're fixing your payment so that for the rest of the loan, you're going to make that exact payment. Now, if you look at historical numbers, and we go 10 years back or 20 or 30 years back, rent or housing payments have gone up tremendously. And so buying today is basically saying, I'm fixing my housing payment to today's costs. Yes, it might sound like a lot today, but how's it going to compare to rental prices, to home buying prices 10 years from now? So here's some of the cons of buying. You are tied up. Yes, you're tied up forever. In the U.S., we're used to 30-year mortgages. You are signing a contract saying that for 30 years, you're going to make a payment every month. Now let's talk about risk. That is a huge risk that you're taking. You just signed the contract saying, I have to come up with this money for 30 years. I cannot lose my job in 30 years because I have a payment that's never going to fail every month. It needs to get there every month. And so that is a huge risk. Now, a few more considerations. Deciding to buy also really depends on your local housing market. For example, where I live, buying costs twice as much as renting, approximately. And so deciding to buy would put a huge burden on your financial situation. Whereas other markets around the country, the monthly buying costs and the rent are close to equal. And so really the decision you're making is, do I want to commit? Do I want to take on this responsibility of being a homeowner? The other thing is, what benefits do you get for buying? Here in the U.S., of course, we have the benefits of using the interest that we pay on the mortgage and the property taxes and some of the closing costs as a deduction on our tax returns at the end of the year. But maybe that's not the same worldwide. And so if you're watching this video in another country, try to find out, like, what do I get for buying? Is there any benefits when it comes to my financial situation? And the last one is life stage. It doesn't matter how many pros, how many cons. If it's just not the right time for you, it's not something I would definitely recommend.
In my case, I decided to buy. Why is that? Because I came to a point in my life that I wanted to start settling down a little more. My wife and I wanted to start a family. And then I started realizing that there were things that I was willing to give up in order to be a homeowner. But that was my decision. What will yours be, and why? The point of this video is not to be pro home ownership or anti home ownership. I really want you to think about this financial decision because it's going to be one of the biggest financial decisions you make in your life. And so, is it right for you or is it not, based on all the things that we talked about? Hopefully this video got you thinking a little bit. And if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel so you can get first access to all the newest videos that we put out. Thank you so much.